Hey everyone, Christina Del Rey with your forecast for the week of January 11th, 2020. Very big week in astrology. I think that perhaps myself and some other astrologers as well, perhaps we underestimated the astrology of last week. But the truth of the matter is, I think now that Mars is in Taurus along with Uranus, and even though they're not quite together yet, they are going to meet in the sky, so they are applying to each other. And this is going to be big shakeups and unpredictability, and possibly even violence, I hate to say. So there are a lot of unpredictable energies going on, especially for January and February. It does look like it will get a little bit better after that, but there will be social unrest probably pretty much all year. I honestly did not expect what happened in the nation, in the United States, until like the 20th or around the 20th of January. So it will be interesting to see how that energy manifests on that day. But for this week, we have a new moon, and it's a very significant new moon because if you remember, we had the Pluto-Saturn conjunction in January last year. It was right around exactly the same time. And this is what, like, we didn't know it at the time. I mean, astrologers predicted that there was going to be a major restructuring, but we didn't know exactly what it was going to be. So think back to January of last year when you had really no idea that a wrecking ball was coming through your life. And, you know, you were kind of like, we were kind of like sitting ducks, really. You know, even though astrologers knew that something big was coming, we just couldn't really put our finger on it. We really knew that what I kept thinking was, you know, Donald Trump was going to go down, or, you know, like the structure, the political structure was going to go down. And that was true to some extent, but it was a lot more than that. So anyway, this new moon is going to reactivate whatever you were kind of blindsided with in January. So whatever you started in January, or whatever, you know, whatever that meant for you, that restructuring of your life, whatever completely changed, this is kind of bringing that wound back up. However, we're starting a new cycle on it, and we are hopefully going to manifest a new energy and rebuilding energy on that same degree. So the fact that this new moon is at the same degree just shows that, you know, the universe knows what it's doing. And you're going to be you're not going to be a sitting duck anymore. You're going to be aware of how you have to change, how you have to empower yourself, because this new moon is going to be conjunct Pluto, which is very intense. So intense emotions, you know, stepping into the higher manifestation of this is stepping into your power more fully, reconstructing your life. But this time you're doing it with knowledge. You are not, you know, just kind of sitting there and then boom, something happens and changes your life. It's more like you're empowered now. And Pluto is really about evolution. So what did you learn in the past year? How are you going to apply what you learned in the past year? The biggest thing too with Pluto, I think, is intentions. If you have good intentions, I believe that, you know, you'll get the higher manifestation, hopefully. But if you have manipulative, or if you have, you know, harmful intentions, then, you know, you might manifest the lower side, you know, of Pluto. And, you know, that can lead to all kinds of, you know, not pleasant things like, fighting and violence and things like that. So we want to keep it at the highest vibration possible. You're going to take what you learned and you're going to have a priority shift. You're shifting your priorities now. And the structures that you have built have been torn. How are you going to rebuild them? That's the question that this new moon is asking you. And you should set your intentions as well. And Pluto is very deep. It's very emotional and very deep. So it's important to sit with that energy. And, where was your power taken away? How are you going to take back that power? So we have this, and then we have Mars, in Taurus along with Uranus, and that is shakeups in foundations, money, shakeups, shakeups in resources, because Taurus is all about resources. So there's going to be those, there's going to be that instability or that unpredictability. And as if this new moon wasn't enough, conjunct Pluto, we're also going to have Uranus go direct like a day later. So Uranus going direct is going to be all about freedom and independence from a situation that it's going to be empowering. It's going to free you, and it's going to free you from some wounds as well. So we have a big week in astrology this week. Let's see where this falls in your sign. Hello, Aquarius. Okay, so on Tuesday we have Mercury squaring Uranus. So this could be a trigger for some words on social media. I would be careful what you put out there if you don't want to kind of stir the pot a little bit. You could react to words a little bit erratically, maybe a little regretfully later. So this is kind of a push for truth in arguments, shakeups in communications. And for you, this is happening in a part of the chart that has to do with, how people see you or how you appear to others, and, your home life too. So I would just be aware of this energy. There could be some clashes of opinions. So we have a new moon in the same degree that Pluto-Saturn was in last year at this time. And for you, this is the 12th house. So the 12th house has to do with the subconscious. It also has to do with things that are hidden, secrets. It also has to do with behind the scenes and places where people go that are hidden away, that they can't leave, like jails and hospitals, institutions, that type of kind of place. But most of you, it'll have to do with your subconscious and, behind the scenes. And for you, when we have this new moon, it's going to be, it would be wise to connect with spirit in a new way, connect with your faith in a new way. This would be very beneficial. You could set intentions to perhaps think in a more positive way, or to, something about your thoughts or your subconscious thoughts, changing your subconscious thoughts. And this is conjunct Pluto, so this is going to be very emotional, but yet empowering as well. And there has to be some kind of change. There has to be a transformation. So if you were subconsciously thinking something and it was coming out in your actions, or if you were hiding something, it has to change now. It has to transform. And you have to empower yourself with it. And old wounds will come up. And Venus is going to be squaring Chiron. So these wounds can come up in having to do with siblings, cousins, neighbors. This also has to do with the part of the chart that has to do with your thoughts. So, your thought process of whatever it was last year at this time, needs a priority shift. And this is a great time to set those intentions. There's no, once something changes, there's no going back. You can't go back to a previous time in life. Life keeps evolving. So here your subconscious is saying it wants to evolve. And who are you now? Intention is everything. So what will you transform about yourself? What did you learn? And how will you transform it? And how will you step into your own power to empower yourself more? And then on the 14th, Uranus, your planet, turns direct. Okay, so this is a big week. Uranus is in your 4th house of home. So something's going on in your home, some kind of forward movement in the home. And this can be anywhere from moving to, maybe selling real estate, or, it has to do, since Uranus has been retrograde since August. So whatever was going on in August for you, now you're going to see that come up again and move forward. And Uranus really shakes us free from something. So you could be shaken free in the home area from something. Okay. And Mars is still there. And Mars is applying an aspect to Uranus. So there could be some unpredictability in the home area. There could be some, this can even be shocks and this is not always the best energy. So, just be careful of accidents, things like that. But this energy does not peak until the 20th. So, but it's there and it's shaken stuff up a little bit. And I do think that you will feel Uranus direct. You'll feel a forward movement and you will start to feel free. And Uranus is going to make a trine to Venus in your 12th house. So there's a couple ways that this could play out. And this could be perhaps a hidden relationship can move forward now. Or this could be, or this could be just you feeling free and, enjoying quiet time or connecting with spirit in a way that makes you feel good. But it's about independence for you, and Aquarius is a sign that really needs a lot of independence. It is a more detached sign. So even though you're very humanitarian, you do, enjoy your independence. So try to think back to what was going on in August and think about how this Uranus going direct is going to impact your self-love. The respect you have for your own specialness or your own individuality. All right, so that is really the big astrology for the week. Have a good week.